out to you about the way that they finished this game?
Yeah, I mean, great 48-minute effort out of the team, great poise. Obviously, New Orleans made a couple big runs at us, end of the second and then beginning of the fourth, and thought our guys just had a great temperament in the huddles, got back to our stuff. We weren't perfect tonight, but got back to our habits, and it was great effort out of the team.
It seemed like offensively you all really trusted the pass, trusted making plays out of the doubles. How impressed were you with this young team to be able to stick with that mentally as much as physically?
Yeah, we knew they were going to double team. They had done that all year. That's been kind of their strategy. It had been effective during the regular season, so we were expecting them to do that. I thought our guys just did a really good job of getting, Shea got it out of there, and then the first guy that got it, kept it hot, and then the next guys played on the catch. And I thought, we had really good attacks out of that.
And Josh seems to take advantage of smaller defenders and just played with great physicality. I know that's not something that maybe he was doing at this level this time last year.
Yeah, I think that's, first of all, he was great tonight. Just unbelievable force, great toughness, both ends, glass, everything. But the other thing is, I think it's important to recognize, like, a lot of the things that showed up in the game tonight are things that we've been trying to build, obviously through this season, but even before this season. A lot of this core has been together for 2 years or 1 year before this. And I thought a lot of those habits showed up tonight. We were able to lean back on those when we really needed them, and great carryover by the guys, not only with the game plan, but kind of with our base fundamentals.
Mark, Luke kept you guys in it offensively to start with all of those threes and then some really big possessions defensively, especially down the stretch. What do you think of his all-around game?
Yeah, I mean, he's just, I've talked about it a bunch of times. It just happens to be on this stage now, but it's not his first time doing it on this stage either. He's just a visceral competitor and amps up in these games. He loves these environments. He's not afraid. He helps our team stick its chest out. Offensively, he was great. I thought he took good shots in the first half. They were denying Shea. Shea was pretty adamant about trying to get the other guys going. I thought that showed he had great maturity. Lou was one of the beneficiaries of that. And we had 50-something points at halftime, and Shea had only had 7 points. I thought, it was a combination of Shea's poise and then the rest of the guys making plays.
As far as Shea getting going scoring, 7 points was his season low for a first half.
Yep.
What changed for him there in that third quarter?
A couple different things. I think the first one was early on. I think he knew how he was going to get played, and he's got the poise to basically get the other guys going and be a screener and be a weak side spacer. And I thought he gave our other players confidence in the first half. And then we probably were a little late to insert him the way we did in the third. Me personally, could have done a better job, like end of the first half, of getting him the ball a little bit more in better spots. And then we made that adjustment at halftime, and obviously he was cooking in the third.
You talked about a lot of habits showing up tonight, things that you guys have been building. You played in a lot of close games this season, and especially down the stretch of this one. How many of those close game sort of habits and experiences showed up for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I thought great situational execution by the players. Managed the clock really well, got ourselves in a position where we'd have the last possession, even if they scored. Great job with the fouling, giving a foul, and then fouling up 3. Great job on the full court plays. They had to earn those. Great job getting the ball in bounds, both, on our side out and quicking it in under the basket. I just thought the guys, again, showed great, confidence and poise in those situations.
And then with J-Dub and his matchup on McCollum, just what did you think of his overall effort on that end?
Yeah, he continues to just, no stage is too big for him. He's so competitive. He's so physical. Plays really hard. His output tonight defensively was big time. Obviously, his offensive night wasn't as loud as the other guys, but was really in the game.
Josh just said yesterday we have to be aggressive, and for him, he played that role tonight.
Yeah, we all season I've been impressed with the team's confidence, even coming into the season. Before we'd even played a game together, there's a swagger and a confidence inside the group. I think a lot of it comes from, it's kind of uncommon for a team as young as we are, but I think a lot of it comes from the fact that it's a collective swagger. They feed off of each other. They encourage each other. There's no judgment inside the team. They build each other up. And so then you go out there, in an environment like this, and everybody can stick their chest out. And I thought that was clearly on display tonight.
Valanciunas had those early offensive rebounds and putbacks kind of imposed his will early, a little bit in the fourth quarter, but not so much. I mean, how did you guys adjust to that and the size advantage that he had?
Yeah, I mean, some of it was we were moving Jay Will and Dario up for McCollum and Ingram to get some of their jump shots contested. They make you do that. And then Valanciunas has free runs to the rim. So some of them are just like a tactical trade-off that you're making. You got to choose your poison. But once the shot goes up, the wings have to crash in there and crack them. And I thought we did a better job of that after the first couple minutes of the game. But I just thought our discipline to the game plan tonight, even when it went off course a little bit, we were able to get it back on track very quickly.
You mentioned poise 5 times in last week or so. You talked about building up, not changing things because you built up that equity to get to that point. Is that the result of that poise?
Yeah, I just think, it's another thing that we've been honing over, 3 years really, is just not getting reactive to the outcomes in the game, the outcomes in the season, just like keeping our head down on our environment, day to day, and then our habits day to day, and then possession by possession in the games. And I think it's important, the guys were, they looked very comfortable tonight, in that environment. But that didn't happen just today. That's been built over a period of time, and, they're reaping the benefits of that now.
Then you brought Shea back a little bit earlier than you normally would. Was that because it's a do or die game, or was it just you saw the game getting a little out of hand for you guys?
No, I mean, it's just where we are in the season. You can play higher minutes. This is why you pace during the season, is so that there's gas in the tank for these situations. We're also coming off 6 days off. I thought that was huge, getting that done in Utah and being able to sit those guys out on Sunday. We got some gas back in the tank, and we were able to sustain great energy through the 48 tonight.
And J-Dub and J-Will don't particularly shoot the ball well, but they did pretty much everything else well. Can you just talk about what they gave you guys?
Yeah, I mean, their nose was in the fight tonight. Everybody that touched the floor, but those guys in particular. I mean, Jay Will on Valanciunas, he had his chest on him. And obviously, Dub, I've already talked about. I mean, again, for rookie players, the confidence and the attack mentality they had to both ends of the floor was impressive.
Just a big picture.
You got time for 2 more, everybody. Go ahead.
Shea has obviously adjusted how he scored a lot this year and how teams have kind of changed how they defended him. It's kind of a perfect example of how he has adjusted in just countering how teams defend him and then knowing when to pick his spots a little bit.
Yeah, and I think the thing that, some of these guys that are as good as he is, it's obviously a big game. It's a game we want to win. It's a game he wants to perform well in. And early in the game, they get hasty, it's just natural. It's human nature. You want to force, you want to make something happen. It's not going the way that you might have thought. And he's always been like this, but his, poise in those situations to just let the game unfold, let the game come to him, and his awareness to try to activate his teammates. Like, he's been here, he knows the environment, but some of these guys haven't. And early in the game, he's really trying to ignite those guys. And then down the stretch, when we need to make plays and they're taking the ball out of his hands, those guys are ready to make plays. Jalen Williams, Jay Will's stepping into a 3. We throw it to Giddey in the pocket. We hit J-Dub on a cut. Obviously, Dort was rolling. And he deserves a lot of credit for that because he didn't try to insert himself in an inappropriate way. He just did everything inside the team, inside the game.
Josh, the way he plays beyond his years, I think we forget a lot of times he's 20. Like,
Yeah.
the second youngest guy on this team. The way he processes the game is super advanced. Is there anything he does, like watching a bunch of film? Is it preparation, or is it just natural for him?
I don't know how natural it is. It's a great question for him. I would call him an instinctive player. He's just got unbelievable instincts, like unteachable. At this point, maybe he learned them early on, but really, really high instinct, and now is getting like the intellect and the wisdom of experience, to back that. In terms of the way he gets played, in terms of the way that we attack different coverages, and then defensively who he's guarding. It's basically we're trying to like build up the foundation underneath his instincts, but most of that stuff that you're seeing, especially when he's in the pocket or when the defense is giving him a read, I mean, he's just playing.
Thank you.